Hi and welcome to the Safetyline Jalousie Louvre Windows product presentation. Over the next 30 minutes I'm going to provide you with a background on the design and implementation of the Safetyline Jalousie Louvre window, some high-level performance data, some technical information and some background on some projects that we have previously done and also continue to do. Hope you enjoy and feel free to leave any comments or questions, queries at the end of the video. So Safetyline Jalousie Louvre windows are designed by a company called Technow. Technow is a brand of Sapper's Building Systems division, which is a Norwegian group whose businesses focus on aluminium extrusion-based solutions. Technow is present in Europe, Latin America and South Africa. It is engaged in the development, manufacturing and marketing of aluminium glazing systems for commercial, public and residential buildings. Sapper offers an extensive range of innovative, reliable and aesthetically pleasing aluminium systems for curtain walling, facades, doors, windows and building integrated photovoltaics. Sapper is one of the largest suppliers of aluminium building systems in Europe and is part of the global aluminium company Hydro. Hydro Extruded Solutions is a manufacturer of extruded aluminium profiles. In extruded solutions, Hydro has the largest global aluminium extrusion-based solutions operation in the world, counting 100 production sites in more than 40 countries and has over 22,000 employees. Their head office is located in Oslo, in Norway. Safetyline Jalousie Louvre windows are manufactured in Sydney, Australia under license through SMR Designs. SMR Designs you may be familiar with. They are also the manufacturers of Vagola in New South Wales. Vagola has been around for 30 years, celebrating their 30-year anniversary last year, 2018. It is the father, Stephen Rust, who runs Vagola. His boys, both Lee and Nathan, are the owners of Safetyline Jalousie. Safetyline Jalousie is an Australian-made product, manufactured here in our factory in Sydney. Is an Australian-owned company, in fact a family-owned company, owned by the Rust family, an Australian-operated company, operated by the Rust family. It employs Australians, and the profits stay here in Australia. We have sold our Australian-made Louvre windows across the world. Most recent sales include Papua New Guinea, where we've done a number of university buildings there, into Vanuatu, the Solomon Islands, Hawaii, Singapore, and most recently, as in midway through 2018, we have opened a new sales office in Malaysia, based in Kuala Lumpur, where, as you can see, they put on fireworks and a whole big fanfare for welcoming Safetyline Jalousie to the Malaysian landscape. Not exactly, but we'd like to think so. Our head office is located in Sydney, where you'll also find our manufacturing facility. We also, though, have sales offices across the country, namely located in Melbourne, Brisbane, and Perth. We have supplied over 1,000 projects over the last 9 years, and we have manufactured and distributed over 250,000 windows to those projects. All of our Louvre windows are manufactured in our Sydney factory, so they are prefabricated. They are delivered to site fully framed, fully glazed, fully assembled, the frame finished in whatever powder coating or anodized finish that the project requires. We do this also in order to make sure that, one, we can reduce install time on site, but secondly, and probably most importantly, is that we are then able to have a level of quality control within our factory to make sure that what we send out is actually upholding to the performance standards that our product is known for within the industry. Once they are ready, they are flat packed onto pallets, shipped out across the country and across the world. The benefits and advantages of Louvre windows and the natural ventilation they can provide are well documented. The free air area percentage that they provide is unparalleled when it comes to window types. But they do have limitations when it comes to traditional glass and glass windows in regards to the wind and the water resistance. There's also the reduction in noise and also air infiltration. There are certain safety concerns in regards to both the ease in which conventional louvers may have blades removed and the security aspect of the windows themselves. They have disadvantages in regards to spans and their maximising of those spans. And they also, traditional glass and glass louver windows do not meet balustrade requirements or fall prevention requirements. And it's for these reasons that we manufacture the Safetyline Jalousie Louvre window system. We believe that you can have a louver window that doesn't leak wind or water or air and does reduce sound, does meet balustrade requirements and fall prevention requirements, doesn't have any safety issues where it takes 200 kilos of force to pull out a blade or 550 kilos to go through one of the louver bearers. We believe that compliance is just the minimum, and that industry standard is just that. It's the median standard within the industry. It doesn't mean you can't make better products and high performance products, because we believe with better products you get better outcomes, which makes for a better built environment. Safetyline Jalousie Louvre windows are a performance solution, and the first part of that performance is our seal. Not that seal, and probably not that seal either. It's actually the seal on our windows. So as you can see here, our product has glass-filled nylon end caps that enclose the louver blade on both sides. We have a marine grade rubber seal that runs the full length of the mullion. It also sits on the rear of the louver bearers and also at the front of the window itself, and it runs the full length of the mullion. So what that means is when the product is closed, it's actually sealed on all four sides, hinged at the rear by the louver bearer, enclosed by the glass-filled nylon end caps on either edge, and then a glass on marine grade rubber seal at the front edge. So they basically act as a series of small awning windows, and that seal is the secret to our huge performance. Our wind and water performance has been independently tested at NATA accredited lab Azuma, based in Wetherill Park in Sydney, where we received a pass mark of 9,500 ULS and 4,000 SLS. We also achieved an incredible 800 PA water penetration across our window system. What those wind and water numbers mean is that we can do projects like this one. This is Altitude at Parramatta, which is a Meriton project. The building on the left-hand side is approximately 40 levels. The one on the right is 54 stories from memory. The wind and water performance of the Jalousie system makes it available to us to provide product for a project of this magnitude. This is Tiaga at Wentworth Point, which is built by Parkview down at Wentworth Point. It is a 24-story building. Again, it's our louver window system that ventilates the building. Again, needing very high wind and water performance. Polaris at North Sydney, corner of Berry Street and Pacific Highway, built by Parkview again, and architect was AJC. Again, 22-story building from memory, and utilising our wind and water performance. So this is the Aqua Apartments at Bondi Junction. It's built by Richard Crooks. 22 levels. Again, requiring very high wind performance and water penetration levels that only the Jalousie system can adhere to. Number 1 Blythe Street. This is the first 6-star Green Star building in the Sydney CBD. It's our louver window system on the 28th level that ventilates that building. It's Embassy Tower at St Leonard's, built by Hutchison. 22 stories from memory. Again, requiring wind and water performance that you cannot get from a standard or conventional louver window system. This is York and George in the middle of the Sydney CBD. It's a 38 level residential tower. It's built by Wattpac. Again, wind, water, in this case as well, acoustic value, being in the middle of the Sydney CBD. The seal of our system allows us to provide product to projects of this scale. And this is Verve in Newcastle. It's under construction as we speak. Twin 22-storey towers, King Street in Newcastle. Again, the level of exposure at those heights, you need a wind and water product to the performance values of a Jalousie system. These are also full height, so they need balustrade compliance as well. Safetyline Jalousie Louvre windows are Category 5 Cyclone Rated, which is 305 kilometers an hour of wind speed. To give you an idea just how strong that wind is, I'll play you a video of a smaller cyclone, only 130 k's an hour, in Darwin in early 2018. So at 130 kilometers an hour, it's clear to see that you would want a window that was protecting you from those elements, that was going to be wind and waterproof, strong, robust and durable. Our windows are also Category B debris tested. The Cat B debris testing pass mark is a 45 meter per second velocity of an 8 mil diameter, 2 gram weight fired at the windows. As you can see from the graph on the right hand side, we actually passed at 60 meters per second with no penetration. So 5 of these steel balls are fired at the windows at center left, center right, top left. And as you can see from the last sentence, no penetration had occurred. The sample was deemed to have passed the requirements for wind-driven debris testing. So these are the only louver windows, to our knowledge, in the world that are Category B debris tested and Category 5 cyclone rated to 305 kilometers an hour. In fact, they're actually being used in 12 cyclone shelters across North Queensland. As you can see on the picture on the right hand side, this is the actual cyclone shelters themselves. It's the Safetyline Jalousie Louvre windows. Up the top there, ventilating the area, but also providing protection from wind and water, and what hopefully is just the occasional cyclone. Whilst we're in cyclone-prone areas, I'll show you a few images of projects that we've completed in CAC 5 areas and those geographical locations. The first one being this Cairns Institute. I believe these windows are roughly 1,300 wide by about 4.8 to 4.9 metres tall. Again, there is no other louver system that would meet the wind and water requirements of that geographical location, being at those heights and those widths, other than the Jalousie system. We have an image on the outside showing you that there's high level ventilation louvers and also those large full height, almost 5 metre heights and 1,300 wide, providing ventilation on clear days and protection when the weather rolls in. This is the University of Papua New Guinea, an auditorium there. We've done a number of buildings for the university over there. You can see our louver windows again, utilising quite wide widths and heights, but providing protection for the occupants during cyclone type weather. Obviously that location again lends itself to cyclone type weather events. And this is a common area within the same facility, again with Jalousie louvers ventilating that area. This is the Kurrawa Surf Lifesaving Club up on the Gold Coast. The reason I include this project is for this image here. Obviously right there on the water, exposed to the ocean, the wind and water that would come straight off that area. Again, providing protection to the inhabitants inside with wind and water performance numbers that are unparalleled. Another huge performance advantage of the Safetyline Jalousie louvers is our acoustic ratings. Our system gets up to a 35 RW sound reduction. What does 35 RW sound like?
Only this.
Thanks, Jim. Not sure that's technically sound in regards to 35 RW, but it does give you an indication of what we're talking about. 35 RW is a long way in front of any other single glaze louver system available in the world. CSIRO tested. There you can see that we achieve a 33 RW sound rating using 638 laminate glass and 6mm toughened glass, and a 35 RW with a 6.5mm hush glass. What it really means is that we can be used on main roads, on train lines, and flight paths. There's a couple of projects that I've brought as examples. This is the Lunar Apartments 7-tower project by Meriton in Lewisham. There are 4 towers, the 1, 2, 3 there, and there's a the 4th one on the right, where over 1,200 square metres of our louvers were used to provide natural ventilation to the occupants, but also, when closed, to block out the noise from the light rail, which is right there next to the project. This is the Britannia Apartments. It's located in Homebush or Sydney Olympic Park, and that is the actual Olympic Park rail line that the project backs onto. And again, it's our louver system that provides the ventilation for the apartments, but when closed will block out the noise from the passing train line. This is the Rosebery Apartments. These windows are almost 1400s, I believe about 1380, 1390 wide from memory, and 2.8 metres tall, so full height, slab to slab. And this is in a flight path, and these are rated at 33 RW. And the Virgin Lounge at Gold Coast Airport. Give you an idea of exactly what 35 RW can achieve. This is the Virgin Lounge and the tarmac and the plane in the background. The acoustic rating of our louver system has actually allowed us to be accredited and certified to be used in the RMS Noise Abatement Treatment Program. The program offers both existing residents, existing developments, and also new developments approved products to be able to use within their projects that will treat noise that has been added to the surrounding area by the expansion or widening of many projects across both Sydney and New South Wales. So we have done projects where it was 2 or 3 towers backing onto the widening of the M5, all the way through to 1 or 2 windows for a house in Coffs Harbour, where the passing Pacific Highway was actually changed from single lane to dual carriageway. In regards to sustainability in Section J, the Safetyline Jalousie Louvre window system is a sustainable solution the opportunity to use different types of glass affect the overall system values. We do have an opportunity to put in 6mm toughened glass, 638 laminate glass, a 6.5 laminate glass, and also a 6.2mm vacuum glass. Obviously, the different glass types affect the overall system values, anywhere from a 6.8 down to a 5.7 in regards to U values, SHGC from 0.49 to 0.6. And our air infiltration there in the right hand column is a very small 0.25 litres per square metre per second. Using the 6.2mm vacuum glass, our overall system U values come down to a low of 3.7, which is now into double glazing territory, and SHGCs from 0.56 up to 0.71. Just as important about U values and SHGC numbers is the effect of air tightness on thermal comfort levels. We commissioned Inhabit to provide a short report to us on the impact of air infiltration on thermal values. Using residential energy modelling, due to the lack of sensitivity and analysis and the non-inclusion of air infiltration and the inability of the Chenna engine to account for variations in panel sizes, it makes it very tough to compare our product to other products that just rely on U values in SHGC. But if you look at a student housing energy model where you can include air infiltration and panel sizes, you can see from that table, which is available in our design manual, that we actually outperformed two other louver window systems that claim to have lower U values, even down to 4.4 for single glazing. But when you take into account our air infiltration, as you can see in our table there, we actually have a better performance, overall performance, because there is obviously no heat or cool travelling or leaking through the system, and the framing and glass being sealed is actually outperforming a product that's air infiltration is a lot higher. Safetyline Jalousie Louvre windows have been tested to 0.25 litres per square metre per second of air infiltration. This is up to 6 times less air infiltration than a conventional glass-on-glass louver window system, and in some cases up to 20 times less than other products that are available in the marketplace. Again, glass-on-glass louvers are literally glass-on-glass, and they're not sealed on all 4 sides. So it means our windows can be used in lounge rooms and bedrooms and living spaces, habitable areas where you wouldn't normally use traditional louver window systems because they may leak too much wind or water or noise or air for your liking. You can obviously use the Jalousie system in these areas. We also reduce air conditioning costs in those openings and reduce the prevalence of airborne disease, which may be important in such projects as this one here, which is a cancer institute. We also do hospitals and aged care facilities where this is very important in order to keep the indoor air quality to a certain standard and also keep the air quality that may look like that outside. So much so that if you look at this graph of air leakage and how to improve building air tightness, you'll see through the cracks in walls, windows and doors, and also through the windows, that both of those areas add up to over 50% of where buildings can lack air tightness. So improving those areas goes a long way to improving the overall building air tightness. When it comes to safety and compliance, there is no louver system in the world that can boast the types of performance numbers that the Jalousie louver system can highlight. When it comes to safety and compliance, we believe there's no other louver window system certainly available in Australia, if not the world, that meets the safety and compliance requirements that the Jalousie louver window system does. The gap between each of our louver bearers is 106 mils, so it falls well within balustrade requirements and also fall prevention requirements, meaning that you can use our windows full height, slab to slab, winter gardens, into balconies, walkways, corridors, wherever you like, and they automatically meet all of your balustrade and your fall prevention requirements without the need for any screens or any added options whatsoever. Again, this is Rosebery in the heart of Sydney, 1380 to 1390 millimetres wide in regards to widths of our windows there, and full height slab to slab 2800 high. Completely compliant across wind and water and acoustics, but also meeting all the requirements for your balustrade and fall prevention without having to add any extras whatsoever. The security system of the Safetyline Jalousie Louvre window system is unparalleled. There is literally no Louvre window in the world that meets the same performance numbers. We had tested to withstand up to 550 kilos of force, and that is per individual Louvre bearer. So if you look at that image, each one of those Louvre bearers is individually tested to 550 kilos of force. This is an image from the testing facility at Azuma, the test itself, showing you the human impact that it can withstand. If you don't know what 550 kilos looks like, just about to show you a video which is a world record deadlift of 500 kilos that was done in beginning or early 2018. The weight on that bar is 500 kilos. You can see the amount of force that that gentleman has had to generate in order to lift that deadlift. So each one of our Louvre bearers again is tested to 550 kilos, which is an enormous amount of energy and human impact to withstand. Each one of the glass blades requires 200 kilos of force to pull it out. So literally, if you were to crack the end caps and then try and release the glass blade, it is 200 kilos per blade to release that glass blade. The Safetyline Jalousie Louvre window system has top pivotal Louvre blades. There are many advantages of having this system in place as opposed to mid-pivotal. For purely safety reasons, there are no exposed glass edges and the blades protrude away from the building. So if you are designing educational facilities where students or even teachers may have an opportunity to fall or be pushed into full height windows, obviously having no exposed glass edges means the opportunity for injury is greatly reduced. You can actually not reach the glass. It's protected by those Louvre bearers. An aged care facility where there may be a higher propensity for falls, obviously to protect the residents in the incidence of a fall, hitting those Louvre bearers is going to be a much better result than hitting any exposed glass and having that glass crack or break and having jagged edges that are sharp and can do some major damage. Childcare centres, very similar to education and aged care, obviously young children, and exposed glass edges is not a good mix. Health projects as well, where you may have hospital or dementia wards or similar, where people have ailments or injuries that lend themselves to maybe being unstable and having a fall. Obviously having the glass protected by a Louvre bearer is going to be a much better result than having exposed glass. As mentioned earlier, another advantage of the Jalousie system is being able to use all types of commercially available glass, whether that be a 6mm toughened type glass, a 638 laminate, 6.52 hush glass, even a 6.76mm interlayer. We can use anything that's commercially available and will fit within those thicknesses, whether it be a safety glass, an acoustic glass, tints, frosts, low E, whatever the case may be. If it's commercially available and we can put it into Louvre blades, we'll fit it into the system to meet your performance requirements, whether that be an acoustic requirement, a safety requirement, a thermal requirement, a mixture of both, even down to just a straight 6mm clear toughened. Speaking of available glass types, unique to the Jalousie Louvre window system is the opportunity to use a 6.2mm vacuum glass, which is literally a mini DGU. It is a 3mm piece of low E glass separated by a 0.2mm vacuumed gap, separated by micro spaces 20mm apart, and then another 3mm clear float piece. Both pieces are welded together. A protection cap is inserted where they exhaust the air from that 0.2mm gap, which creates a vacuum and gives you a glass value only of 0.9 to 1.1 U value, which is effectively double, if not triple stacked IGUs. They are four-sided, and the thermal performance when inserted into the Jalousie Louvre window system brings you down to double glazed territory. As you can see there in the middle column, a U value, overall system U value of 3.7, SHGC from 0.56 to 0.71, even a 3.4 U value if put along, or 3.3 if you put alongside a DGU fixed panel. Provides an acoustic rating of 34 RW glass only. As we've seen with previous acoustic results, Safetyline Jalousie's results are equivalent or within 1 dB of the manufacturer's sound insulation data, so it can therefore be estimated that we can reach at least a 33 RW using the 6.2mm vacuum glass. It's an unbelievable new product, only available within the Jalousie Louvre window system. So when you put all of those performance numbers together, you have a product that outperforms anything available in the market in regards to single glazed louver window systems, and it gives you an opportunity to participate or provide projects that are award-winning. This is the Watergoes Beach House, which was the House of the Year in 2017, located up in Byron Bay. As you can see, it's Jalousie Louvre window system that ventilate that house. The Calyx, which is located in the Botanical Gardens in Sydney, has won many awards in the commercial sector. MLC Burwood, that facade has won a number of educational based awards, a mixture of Jalousie Louvre window system, automated and motorized. Altitude Parramatta, which we saw earlier, won Development of the Year, or Overall Development of the Year in 2017. We are just about to complete the first high-rise vertical school in New South Wales, which is the 17-level Arthur Phillip High School in Parramatta, which has got over 2,000 square metres of our Jalousie Louvre window system ventilating that project. And here is a prototype or VMU of those panels. As you can see, they are full height, roughly 1,300 wide, and all the performance benefits in regards to human impact, safety, security, wind, water, acoustic and air infiltration sealing, fall prevention, balustrade compliance. There are 600 of those panels going into that vertical school. One of the larger industry sectors that we are a provider to is the education sector across Australia. We are a nominated item with New South Wales Education Department or School Infrastructure New South Wales, also with the Queensland Education Department or Project Services. We have done many schools for the Victorian Education Department and have recently started with the Western Australian Education Department as well. Mainly in New South Wales and Queensland Catholic education system and private schools, we have done many schools for both of those areas, and also the Anglican Schools Corporation as well. We've completed over 300 schools across Australia, and we have many more coming through in design phase or into construction at the moment, and it continues to be a very large part of our overall market. Within the commercial space, we do a lot of retail, so a lot of shopping centres, a lot of village squares, a lot of malls, that type of work. This is the Westfield Shopping Centre at Pacific Fair up on the Gold Coast, our louvers there in the food court and certain other areas, that ventilating the area. Do a lot of leisure, so sports halls, multi-purpose halls. This one here in particular is the Carrara Sports Centre up on the Gold Coast, which was used for the Commonwealth Games in 2018. Here you can see that these windows again are all full height. Look like they're about 1250, 1300 wide, all automated on a BMS. Ventilate the sports hall. Do a number of hospitality projects. Here is a cafe in Maroochydore. The reason for this image in particular is to show that we can do a combination of glass and aluminium blades, separate certain sections. Again, made here in our factories in Sydney. It's very easy in regards to custom making whatever designs that you require. This is the Austral Bowling Club in New South Wales, the pokey area and smoking area, providing natural ventilation. It's the Arts Centre at Glen Street Theatre in New South Wales. Again, very wide, very tall, ventilation type louver windows. And this is the Maroochy Arts Centre up in Maroochydore, again utilising the free air that louver windows provide. And some more ventilation louvers at the Cullex in the Botanical Gardens. Jalousie windows span to 1400 wide. Most conventional glass and glass louver window systems have a maximum of roughly 1 metre, and their performance obviously deteriorates the wider they go. We can span to 1400. Those numbers I gave you earlier are at 1400 wide and full height, so they are high performing even at those types of dimensions, which means we can do one window to what would normally be 2 or 3, which means that you can reduce vertical mullions within that opening, reduce time on site because you're only fitting one window as opposed to 2 or 3 of them, and that obviously reduces your install costs as well. All of our frames have internal fly screens, so there's a rebate on the back of the frame that you can see there. We can insert a fly screen. The fly screens can be snap in, snap out. You can have them fixed or you can have them deleted. It's completely up to you. As you can see there with the detail from our design manual. We have a range of fly screens available. They can be fiberglass mesh, aluminium mesh, stainless steel mesh, and we can powder coat them or anodize them to match the frame color or to not match the frame color. It's completely up to you. Again, fully customizable in our factory. We have a range of operating mechanisms. Here are 4 from our design manual. For left or right hand lever, which is a simple open close function. A reversible turn handle, which is that T1197 top left, which is literally a revolution turn handle. We have an L-shaped door handle in the bottom left. We also have winders and winder connectors. This is the TVT 6000 in the bottom right for high level windows. We have motorized or completely automated solutions. Again, this is the Carrara Sports Centre up on the Gold Coast. We have a number of drives available. This is our internal drive, which sits within our mullion, designed by Technow. We have surface mounted drives, fully compatible with smoke and fire. We can hook them all up to wind, rain, temperature, timers, whatever you like in that regard, to make sure that they close on rain, close on strong wind, or a timer, or a temperature, or a humidity control. Completely up to you. Do have availability for a night purge system. Pin sensors, which a lot of the Queensland schools like to put on their windows when they're automated. So if a student was to put their hand through the window or through the blade will open and close slowly until the object's removed and then close and lock. As mentioned earlier, our free air percentage goes up to 86%. We provide a free air calculator to any mechanical engineer or fire engineer who's looking to use our product for smoke and fire, where they can put in our frame height and frame width. In this example, in the image, we're using a full height, so 2764 frame height at a 1400 width, which provides you a frame area of 3.87 square meters, which will give you a free air area of 3.304 square meters, which is 85.4%, which is 20 louver blades with 2 transoms. And in the bottom tab there, next to the calculator, you have a lookup table where you can provide all of our standard heights and tell you where transoms may be located depending on heights and the number of louver blades, whether it be glass blades or aluminium blades. So on that note, we do a lot of towers where product is used for smoke exhaust systems, smoke and fire solutions. This is a high-rise in Wentworth Point. You can see our louver system there being part of a louver system and fixed panel and awning window product suite. That particular project is as simple as the mechanical engineer saying that we need this amount of free air per opening, and obviously using the air calculator, we said to them this is the amount of windows you will need in order to meet that requirement. We also do stair pressurization through motorization and automation, and we also have a complete fail-safe with 72-hour backup option, all EN 12101 standard approved and compliant. All of these product and performance data and technical details and tools can be found in our design manual, which can be downloaded from our website. We'll give you all of our profiles, all of our performance data, our comprehensive specification, all of our fixing methods, subhead, subsill, 3D animation of both how the windows themselves are put together and installing methods. You can also download CAD files, Revit files, and all of our specification data from the website to drag and drop straight into your designs. So what does all that performance data and technical detail add up to? It means you can produce projects of a high quality that look like this. You can have residents or occupants or students, workers within a aged care facility or a hospital or a commercial area, a school that are safe and secure and have windows that don't leak wind or water or noise when they're closed, but still provide natural ventilation when they're open. You can have the best of both worlds and be in a high rise and open your window and get some fresh air, but when you close it, you can't hear the city, or it won't leak wind, or it won't let in the rain, or you don't have to constantly have on the HVAC in order to keep warm or keep cool. You know, if you run into them, that you're not going to be exposed to glass edges or glass being unsafe. You know, if you motorize them or automate them, that they've got a 72-hour fail-safe backup, that they're balustrade compliant, that they're fall prevention compliant. As we mentioned earlier, we create better products in order to have better projects and better built outcomes. We hope you enjoyed the Safetyline Jalousie Louvre window product presentation. Feel free to leave your comments or questions or queries below this video or email us directly. sales@safetylinejalousie.com.au. We can call us on our nationwide 1300 number, which is 1300 86 3350. and we look forward to hopefully working with you on your next project and speaking with you shortly. Thank you.